It's a critical issue for a European university because of the crisis and because state funds are decreasing. So when we try to support our activity, we have to increase the funds coming from the state with funds coming from private companies. This is not easy because it's not in the European tradition, and we have to combine different issues. From one point of view, stimulating relationship with companies is also a way to create opportunity for students. So it's not simply a source of money, but it's also a new world, a new approach for European universities. On the other hand, the crisis is critical also for private companies, and one critical issue we experienced during this year is that sometimes many of the projects that were carried out with companies has been stopped because of the general condition of the economy.
I think there are three key issues at hand in relation to the question. The first one, or the first two, is the issue of flexibility and preparation. In terms of being a university, you have to be flexible enough to respond to changing circumstances that relate to issues of funding, experience, in relation to interactions with government and so forth. In order to do that, you have to be prepared in terms of identifying what your core mission as a university is, but being prepared to change how you go about achieving that core mission. What we've seen is two different missions of the university. We're now into the third mission. The third mission about commercialisation of research and really identifying the importance of the commercial aspect of what universities do and making knowledge available, not just for the sake of knowledge, but for having practical applications is extremely important. The third aspect of this is service. It's directly related to that. Universities offer expertise, they offer experience, and they offer networks. By offering the service, rather, it's not about being subservient, but it's about recognising the intrinsic value of what universities can offer society, economy, government, business, and so forth. I think it's extremely important universities identify how they go about doing this and being able to identify that they have to be able to change as circumstances change.
Talking about internationalization, I think it's important to realise that students are born globals. And born globals means that they are accustomed to work and act and study in a globalized world, and that the society and the universities has to adapt into that and try to make some structures and frames that support these students that are maybe more advanced than some of the universities are.
University must be strongly linked to the local environment because we are supported by taxpayers of our community, because we are responsible for education of young people coming from our region and not only from national or international job market. On the other hand, you cannot be really competitive if you define your activity within the local environment. You must be connected at international level. And we do it, for example, stimulating research cooperation, double degree, joint programs, stimulating the mobility of students and professors, and creating an international environment at home. So we say we must be international at home because we have strong mobility in and out from our university.
It's very important that universities engage the whole innovation system, the whole ecosystem within entrepreneurship. And that means that we have to engage at the university, the professors, the faculty, the administrative system, as well as the students. But we have to take into consideration that they have to work together with the innovation system around the university. And that means the incubators, the science parks, the expertise that is around the university. And they have to work together with the universities to get the nascent entrepreneurs and enterprises at the universities to foster. And if we see that in a global context, we know that students nowadays are very globalized and want to have outreach to the rest of the world. And so they travel a lot and they study a lot and they work a lot outside their own university.
The SEEP project that we're involved with embeds international best practices in local networks, and we do that with the international networks that we're involved in, with the OECD, but also with the Stimulating Entrepreneurial Education and Training initiative that we have with the EU, with other EU partners, and this is how we can exchange best practices on a national and international basis.
So there is an issue in Wales of where companies don't have the ability to conduct as much R&D, for example, or we don't have the company creation rates that other more successful economies do. So our intention was to bring students in from the global workplace, if you will, or the global talent pool, and use their expertise or use their sort of enthusiasm to improve the Welsh local situation. If they go home after that, then that's all the better as well, because that means we then have a network based on their experience of being in Wales, which we can then use, hopefully, to advertise what we're doing or bring in more expertise further down the line. It's a very difficult balance to achieve, but if you get it right, the dividends are enormous.